finding myself in this chair, finding the lack of divide between myself and the chair, so that I can truly rest into it. Finding the lack of divide between my feet and the ground, so that I can come to common ground. There we go. Allah. Finding the lack of divide between my breath and the sky. How deeply it enters into my body. The sky is not out there. There is no divide. As there's no divide between my feet and the ground, between my body and the chair, between my breath and the sky. Yeah. Allah, Allah. Feeling in my chest in the expanse of the sky as it enters my chest, and as my chest brings the air with no divide into my body. Feeling the sun in that inner sky. And the lack of divide between this heart, this shining light, this beacon of warmth, sitting in the chest in this wide open sky that has no clear divide from the sky. That there's no clear divide between this sun and the greater sun, between this light and the greater light, between this love and the greater love. This lack of divide is the essence of Sufism. This season of the year, it's a special season, the time of harvest, the time when everybody has so much zucchini and so many cucumbers that if you leave your car doors unlocked, people are liable to leave you gifts. It's the season of no clear divide, in a sense, because of the generosity of the season, the abundance coming through. It's a wonderful time to be very practical, very grounded, very focused in how does my sense of myself and my living change when I'm feeling no clear divide, sense of inclusion in this chair, sense of inclusion in this ground, sense of inclusion in this sky, sense of inclusion in this love, sense of sharing in an abundance. The Sufis say if you want to be generous, you must first be rich. We have to make sure that our sense of inclusion and our sense of no clear divide works in both directions. A kind of simultaneous sense of fully embedded ecological exchange in the unity, in the community, earthly and ineffable. Am I fully availing myself, not just of the zucchini, but of the love? Not just of the ground itself, but of the sense of being held. This can get really theoretical. It can be an idea. Oh yes, sense of inclusion, right. Availing myself of this and that, certainly. That's not practical. Theory is not practice. Practice is practical. It's very much about the body. It's worth actually taking a moment to go up into your head and think. Oh yes, theoretically, I am connected to the ground. Oh yes, theoretically, I am connected to all being. Oh yes, theoretically I could be receiving the abundance of light and of love. Think about that. And the more I think about it, the more I start to should the whole thing and try to convince myself that I'm doing a pretty good job of it, while secretly being more and more disappointed by how it's turning out, because I'm not actually feeling fed. And make a long story short, it doesn't work that well. Practice begins with the body. Never mind the theory. In Sufism, we speak about Allah as the unity, as the sum of all qualities in existence. And then like a prism refracting the pure light into all these different colors, we have the 99 names or the 99 qualities. And sometimes focusing on the unity is really the most important practice. It brings us home. It brings us home to the all-inclusive that we are part of. And sometimes within that unity, within our living our life, it's helpful to take a look at one of the qualities, one of the threads in the weave, so as to come into deeper, clearer, and more trued up relationship with that aspect of the divine as it moves through creation. When I am too much in separateness, when I am closed off in my body, when there is too clear a divide between my feet and the ground, between my body and the chair, between my breath and the sky, between my love and the love. One of my favorite qualities to work with is al-fatah, the opener. I love to work with it in part because it's very helpful when I know I'm shut down in some way. Hey, here we are in a universe full of free downloads of every amount of spiritual benefit, the love, the compassion, it's there. How come I'm not getting it? As soon as I'm aware of a sense of poverty in my spirit, in my belonging, in my receiving of the abundance that is here, a first thought is, oh, am I open to receiving? And if not, Ya Allah, Ya Fatah. We say Ya Allah first because we want the entire unity. And then Ya Fatah, the opener, the opening. So that I can begin to reopen. Sometimes it starts real shut down. Sometimes my body's as closed as a fist. And the turning, the willing turning towards opening, the saying, okay, I'm not having an easy time of this myself. I'm asking for the quality itself, the divine attribute, the note, you could say. I'm saying, I'm off here. Could you be my pitch pipe, please? Ya Allah, Ya Fatah. I need to hear that note sounding and resounding inside of me. Ya Allah, Ya Fatah. Ya Allah, Ya Fatah. Ya Allah, Ya Fatah. And one of the things I love most about the quality of Al-Fatah, we've been speaking over the last few weeks about the various qualities and the various practices for opening awareness in places where we're completely clueless that we're not in awareness. Oh yeah, I'm aware of all kinds of things, sure, except for all that stuff that I'm not aware of. How do I get into my own blind spot? And I think of Al-Fatah as being a really wonderful quality, especially when invoked with that intention. Ya Allah, Ya Fatah, in the season of generosity. Ya Allah, Ya Fatah, can I truly open to receive so that I can become rich, so that the generosity can pour through me? And Ya Allah, Ya Fatah, please help me to resonate with the quality of the divine opening, so that in the places I am too closed to know that I am closed, help me open eyes I did not know I had. Help me open ears I did not know I had. Help me to receive touch, to receive knowing, to receive love, to receive awareness in places that I didn't even know that I was not available. Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman-Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Amin.